Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Nargis, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I'm actually going to listen to your speaking practice test that you submitted. Alright, so let's go ahead and download it. And let me go ahead and click on the rubrics here so I have those ready. Okay, first of all, let's listen to the whole thing once, and then I'll comment on it after that.
The article is about the risk of nuclear energy, which the passage defines as the technology for producing nuclear energy is the process that turns raw uranium into lowly enriched uranium, which can also be used to produce highly enriched weapons-grade uranium. The professor provides an example of a dramatic nuclear accident former Soviet Union. To illustrate this, he states that on April 26, 1986, the worst nuclear accident happened at the Chernobyl power plant. 30 people were killed instantly, including 28 people from radiation exposure, and further 209 on site were treated for acute radiation poisoning. And so this example clearly illustrates the risk of nuclear energy. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for completing this practice test. Hold on a minute. Okay, so the one thing with this one is, in the very beginning, before you discuss the reading passage, state the main point of the reading and the lecture. I think it's going to be better. That way you're framing the introduction so you know that you'll be discussing the main points of both of these sources.
The article is about the risk of nuclear energy, which the passage defines as...
I would say the article is about the risks of nuclear energy, and the listening passage gives an example to illustrate those risks. So if you say that, it'll give your response a little bit better organization.
The technology for producing nuclear energy is the process that turns raw uranium into lowly enriched uranium, which can also be used to produce highly enriched weapons-grade uranium.
Good.
The professor provides an example of a dramatic...
No, you didn't really say, though, the difficulty that this danger provides is the International Atomic Energy Agency doesn't really know whether companies are using this uranium for peaceful purposes or for weapons. That's a pretty big point that you didn't say.
Nuclear accident, former Soviet Union. To illustrate this, he states that on April 26, 1986, the worst nuclear accident happened at the Chernobyl power plant.
Okay.
30 people were killed instantly, including 28 people from radiation exposure, and further 209 on site were treated for acute radiation poisoning. And so this example clearly illustrates the risk of nuclear energy.
Yeah, so this example clearly supports the idea in the reading passage that there are risks associated with nuclear energy. That's what I would do at the end. As you're making that conclusion, tie it back to what was already said in the reading. That way we can see what the connection is. Okay, rubrics. Let's see what we got. Delivery. A pretty big problem, I think. You still need to work on that intonation. So that's pronunciation lessons 36 through 40. I think that's an area I'd like you to try to make some improvements in. Language use, you had good control, I think, over your vocabulary and your grammar. Topic development, there were, at least in the introduction, I think you could have done a better job framing your response by stating the main point of the reading and the listening passage. Overall, though, you have a pretty good understanding, I think, of both sources. even that you did leave out one important point in the reading passage, I think, that you should have discussed. Okay, your score here, 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Remember, Nargis, that this practice test is much harder than the actual TOEFL exam. So the TOEFL exam will not be this difficult.